Been a while since I've had transformers almost to the top of the press. We probably got a good ton sitting up on the table here, and we could stack a lot more on there. So today on Project Shop, we got a bunch of scrap to process. Now all this stuff over here, we kind of been cleaning up the shop here a little bit, and stuff's been kind of gathering up, but this isn't really why we're here today. We got a ton of transformers to go through. We're gonna get these up on the table, and we were trying to clean up the shop. We did a pretty good job, but we got to stop doing that for a minute because the scrap just kept coming in to the point where this whole trailer's full, and this thing is just full on with a ton of scrap. Now this black lights here actually came from the West Coast, and about 900 pounds of transformers. Now unfortunately, every single one of these transformers is an aluminum big coil and a copper small coil. That sucks, but we still are going to get a lot of transformers out of there. There's transformers in here. I'm pretty sure there's transformers in here. Probably transformers in there. There's just transformers everywhere. Now these lights, we do need to kind of pull them out and remove the lenses and some steel brackets that are in there, but they're pretty much already processed. These transformers are from there, so that'll go quick. We can just get those up on the table. The lights that are here, those are those green lights. That's the second half of that job, and all the transformers are in those. Those need to be completely broke down. We're getting kind of a late start here. It's already 1 o'clock, but let's see how much of this we can get done and processed today. Okay, so we got a massive pile of transformers going on over here. It's been a while since I had this many on the table, but unfortunately they're not all copper. A lot of these are half copper, half aluminum, especially a lot of those big ones. But we're not done. We're about to go out here and recover a whole bunch more. Now the black ones in there are already processed. We just need to clean the lens out. But I got a bunch of big 1,000 watters coming out of those green lights. Okay, what we're gonna do now is pull out these light fixtures, lay them all out, and they're pretty much gutted. We just gotta pull this a reflector out and remove the glass, and then we can stack them right back in here. Okay, as you can see, we got it all cleaned up. We got it piled back up here in the trailer. Got a little stack better than we had it last time. Now I lifted it to the side a little bit, and I'm hoping I can get the next lights we're about to break down here to kind of even out the load. And we're probably gonna fill this whole thing out. And then we got a whole bucket of nice extrusion. We're about to get on this trailer here, these big old boys, and I think I can slide them down there in the side. And we got a couple heavy cast lights right here. Probably gets 400 watt transformers out of them. Gonna knock them out real quick. Clean up some of this aluminum. I don't know if we're gonna get to this, but we are gonna recover transformers out of this. That's what we're doing. We're hunting transformers to add to our massive pile we got going on here. I'm gonna say we got at least almost 2,000 pounds sitting on the table here. Okay, we made light work of those lights and gained a whole bunch of corn cobs. Now these things are well over $100 if you had to buy them new. So we got like $1,000 worth of corn cobs here. Shop's still pretty clean. And we got like 2/3 of a trailer. I know it's hard to see in there, but that shit is stacked to the ceiling. Now it is light sheet, but you know, hey, for what I paid for this stuff, man, we're gonna make out all right. Now we're gonna get on this absolute massive pile. Look at this thing. It's way over my head. It's been a while since I've had transformers almost to the top of the press. I've actually stacked them higher than the press before and all the way back here. It's a nice little chunk here. We probably got a good ton sitting up on the table here, and we could stack a lot more on there. I'd say it's probably going to take us a good 2 hours to run through this stuff if we just hit it non-stop, but we'll see. I'm going to take a break here, and then we're already set up pretty much. Just got to put our rubber mats down, dude. We're going to start cracking transformers. Jump like that. Work for a while. Show you guys what's happening here. These bolts here, these two bolts in the back, I know that's hard to see. They come through underneath and they wind up loosening up. I just didn't have the right bolts. I actually didn't double lock bolt them like that, you know, lock nut them. What it's doing is it's allowing this thing to kick up like this, right? And the transformer's falling off here, and then it gets jammed in there. And it causes a lot of problems. So I think I got the right wrench. No. You need bigger wrenches. Okay. You need a bigger wrench. Okay, so I couldn't find, well, I did find some bolts, but the reason why those bolts were in there so long is I didn't have nuts for those bolts. I got tons of different size bolts. So I did the next best thing and put a way larger bolt in there, and then so it don't back out, I ran a punch down in there so that bolt hopefully don't back out of there. So we're gonna put this back in and see how it runs. Okay, we're almost done. We just took another break. We got about almost half a drum. I'm gonna say we almost got about 400 pounds in there. A lot of aluminum, man. This sucks. I mean, I knew there was a lot of aluminum in there, but that's just the way it is nowadays. Unless you buy them and know exactly that you're getting copper transformers, you can expect you're gonna come across a crap load of aluminum. This machine over here is running pretty good. This machine over here, I've been having all kinds of issues with. It's time for a refresh on this thing. One of the main problems I'm having is this thing here is just absolutely worn out. Let me get this in a better light so you can see it. You see that? So in 12 years, I've had to replace this 2 times, and it's been a long time since I've replaced this. So basically, I just need to grind this off and weld another piece of square stock. Now, this ain't nothing special. That's just a regular square stock. I really need some like AR 500 or something, but it's just getting squished. And that thing's definitely seen a transformer or two. Another problem is the bolt in the back. You see I got a way bigger bolt in there now. It was just stripped. I couldn't tighten it up anymore. So we started at 9:30. It's like 11:30 now. We probably were down for 40 minutes for the 2 times I took that out. The first time I just tried to tighten the bolts, and then I realized that it wasn't going to work. And I've been having problems, even though I put new bolts in it, I've been having problems with the transformers kicking off here. It's just like a slope now. It's not a nice, this thing works really good when this is a nice sharp edge, but it's more like a slope, and they're just sliding off even though I got it tightened up. You know, I mean, this thing's 12 years old. I built it out of scrap with no money, so I can't complain. But we will refresh it and make it, probably make a whole new one out of some thicker plate that I got. You know, and make a final version of this. There's a couple things I wanted to do to this that will definitely make this operation go a lot smoother. But we're going to keep going. We knocked out all the big ones and medium, and now we're on to the small ones, and hopefully we'll get a decent little chunk of copper out of here. There's still a ton of them, but you know, when the machine's running good, I can average no problem 3 a minute. So it ain't gonna take us long to blow through these. Get the time lapse set back up. Oh man, we got transformers down in the steel bucket. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's much brighter over here. We installed 2 LED lights over here and 2 more over there. Trying to get the place lit up more so we can see what we're doing and actually get some work done.
Let it go.
Okay, we got a full barrel of steel over here, and about 3/4 of a barrel right there, and probably a little more than half of a barrel of copper, and then a lot of aluminum here, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes nowadays. So we're done for the day. It's like 12:30. We had a lot of issues with the press. The last little run went smooth. Everything cranked out pretty good, but it still does need a little bit of work. If we didn't have them issues, we would have been done an hour ago. So anyway, we're out of here. We'll see you in the morning. Okay, so we're back at it. We're gonna go ahead and remove all the copper out of these ballasts and grind these ones right here. And we're just gonna send all the electronic ones right to the scrap yard. Okay, I just want to show you these lights in real time. There's actually a couple different materials in here, and this stuff is worth a pretty good amount of money if you clean it up and if you get a lot of them. So the first thing you're going to have is a little chunk of #1 insulated that you can easily strip. A nice piece of clean sheet to get that little metal thing out of there. You're gonna have to squeeze that or beat it out with a hammer. Pretty simple. And then this here, gonna need an extension. Nice piece of extruded aluminum right there. And then that's actually, this is more like sheet aluminum, especially this stuff here, because it's actually got a coating on it, that reflective stuff. They don't buy it as clean sheet. That would be borderline. You might be able to sneak that in there with a clean sheet. But this is higher dollar aluminum right here. This stuff. So you got, you know, 4 different products here. And then these things here, just garbage really. Some brass down in there if you really wanted to do some micro scrapping. Let's see. Bunch of little brass clips. That's probably stainless steel. No, it's slightly magnetic. It's magnetic stainless. But, you know, see, this stuff here would be an awesome candidate for a hammer mill and like a shaker table or water sluice. Okay, there you have it. Did a little bit of micro scrapping. This is very thin wire, but you can get a little bit of prepared steel, sheet aluminum. These things here I would throw in with the shred, and then a bunch of nice extruded aluminum. Now these are like lights for inside of the house, and I'm sure these were probably LEDs because most of the LED stuff has extruded aluminum. Okay, so I just want to take a minute and show you guys something. I went through all the aluminum coils here. I wanted to show you these coils right here. Now, on the outside, you would scrape them and think they were aluminum, okay? But in reality, I don't know how well it's coming in on the camera. You see the difference there? Over here, you can see it's a different shade. These are copper aluminum coils. Very rare that I've come across them, but I figured out of the amount of transformers we just broke down, there must be one or two in there, so I wanted to really check those aluminum coils. And a guy just asked me in the comments if I've ever come across these. Now, I did make a video on these about a year or so ago, and I'll link that in the description below. I just want to show you a quick way of how to recover the copper out of them. I just use a pair of cable cutters. Or if I had a lot of these, I'd hook up the jaw and split them that way. But this works pretty good. Just want to cut them in half. Now, as you can see, some of them, like that one had a little bit of copper in there. This one has a ton of copper in there, you know? But most of the weight on these coils, like for me, when the first time I discovered them, I check these by hand. I don't scrape them. When I'm running that second press, I'll just get them in my hand and I could feel. And I remember feeling an aluminum one and it just felt off. So I checked a little further, and sure enough, there was copper. And now, once you get to this point, what I do is I just crack the corners right here with a hammer until this splays out. I was probably gonna shake this camera pretty good. But once you get it like this, see that? You can see the copper and separate it like that. Real easy. That one's a little tougher because it's got a lot of paper. There you go. And that copper will come right out of there, okay? Paper's strong on this one. There we go. Definitely should be wearing gloves doing this. But the coil's just going to come right apart, and you can definitely see the difference between the copper and the aluminum. Blew the copper everywhere. And there you have it. This here weighs way more than this over here. This is like nothing compared to this. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth separating them out. Steve's gonna kill us with the drone. Hey. Whoa! We should build a scrap drone. Okay, we got 532 pounds of number 2 copper. Minus 30 pounds, so we're 502 pounds. Okay, let's see how much this bucket of steel weighs. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to be over 1,000 pounds. Now this clamp is only rated for 1,000 pounds. And the engine lift right here is in the position where it's only supposed to pick up 1,000 pounds. Every pump is like 200 pounds. Oh, let me check those clamps. Looking sketchy. 900, but we're maxed out on everything. Let's see. Oh, 1,200. Look at that barrel. And we are clear. 1,279 pounds. Holy smokes. Look at that barrel clamp holding on for dear life. It's not bad for a plastic drum. This thing is specifically designed for open top plastic drums. But we're definitely pushing it to its limits. And I've picked up way more than that. When that thing's mounted all the way up to the top, you get an extra 200 or 300 pounds in there. Okay, now this one has a locking ring, and I forgot to mention that drum, typically these plastic drums with no top weigh about 18 pounds and 24 pounds with one of those rings. Woo, man. This might be heavier. Oh yeah. 1,338 minus 24. Okay, here's the ticket for all that stuff we broke down. We had old sheet aluminum, 1,165 pounds. Wow, that was a little more than I was expecting with all those hollow boxes. Got 50 cents a pound, $582.50. Electronic ballast, 152 pounds, 10 cents a pound. They're not worth much, $15.20. Number 2 insulated wire, that's pretty much all the clippings from the transformers. 47 pounds, 72 cents a pound, $33.48. Number 1 bare bright copper, we spent like, not even an hour stripping copper. 108 pounds, $2.93 a pound, $316.44. Cast aluminum, 727 pounds, 45 cents a pound, $327.15. 63 excursions. Those were the arms that held those lights to the pole basically. 175 pounds, 70 cents a pound, $122.50. Definitely worth separating that stuff. Number 2 copper, 501 pounds. Now we did have a 1 pound discrepancy. That could be, because I was weighing that with my clamp, all different things, but those scales are always within a pound of each other. Sometimes I get an extra pound, sometimes I lose a pound. I'm not really worried about it. I got $2.73, $1,367.73. The Mixlow copper clips, that's the casing off the BX cable, the aluminum shield. 11 pounds, 45 cents a pound. Now, I thought that was gonna be more money. I would have thrown that in there with the old sheet. Maybe just because it was just 11 pounds of it. $4.95, and then we had number 1 insulated copper, $2.19. That was all that spaghetti wire. $2.03 a pound for $444.57 for a total of $3,214.88. And we did have 3,256 pounds of transformers. I didn't weigh it on camera, but we had 180 pounds of aluminum, cast aluminum, and then 501 pounds. I just went off of what I got the ticket. 501 pounds of the number 2 copper, and then 2,575 pounds of prepared steel. So wasn't bad. Now I will say, I did say in the video that I could probably knock that out in 2 hours. It took us 3 because I was down for about 45 minutes messing with the press, and leading up to that, I was just having problems. It was taking me twice as long to feed the machine because it was getting locked up, and I was having to unjam it when those transformers were falling off the press there. So if I didn't have any issues, I could have definitely blown through that 3,000 pounds easily in 2 hours. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. As you can see, I done tore apart the shelving that was up here, and I'm getting ready to finish my other shelving that I've been trying to finish for a couple months now. I've just been so busy with other things. I tore everything off that shelf, and I actually built another shelf in here, which I'll show you in another video. And we're just trying to make room. As you can see, we're getting into some other things, and we're gonna start some build projects. I need the room over here. I'm gonna bring my forklift in, and we're just gonna tear into everything. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. copper dance before?